And let's begin now with our Solavei enrollment process. Now, what we are getting ready to do is in replacement tonight of our 30 minutes of Q&A, because truly right now the majority of all the questions that I have received this week has been about the enrollment process. What is it going to be like? How is this working? I can't find my name. My sponsor didn't show up. So we are going to take a step-by-step look at the very, very simple and breathtaking product built by Jim Ryan and this incredible team of developers at Solavei. And I'm going to give you guys a glimpse at it so you can see what it's going to look like, what you can expect, and hopefully you can use this video, this webinar. We'll post it. You can watch it over and over and over again to make sure that you get the details right. So this is a step-by-step guide to getting out of the lane and into the main Solavei community. Once you have been sent your invitation, now that's going to come. Some of you got it this week. Those of you who are founding members, you should have already received your invitation to get out of the lane and into the main game. Once you receive your invitation, if you're on this call, you may not have received your invitation yet. We're getting through all of the founding members first, and then we'll be sending out those invitations. Here is my encouragement to you. Be diligent, be processed, but do not rush. We've had folks that went in and they just rushed through, made some mistakes, and once you go in, there's no changes that can be made. So we want to encourage you, be processed, be methodical, do not be anxious. The way you're going to do it is once you've been sent an invitation, it's very simple. You can go to thelane.solavei.com. And once you go there, you are going to be able to log in. You can see my login credentials have been entered in there, and once you log in, you are going to be in your lane. Now, many of you have seen this before, but you'll notice there's a few things different about my lane. My lane has a little button at the top that says Enroll, and it also has a place that says Invite Your People. Well, what we're going to talk about first, we're going to talk about inviting your people. How do you, after you've accepted your invitation, how do you go back and invite your people? Well, we're going to take a look at that now. When you click on that link, Invite Your People, it actually sends you into a page that looks something like this. This is where you are going to invite all of your lane into the main game of Solavei. Now, you'll see down there where it says Jane Doe and Jim Bob and Randy M. Hoff. You are going to see anyone that's purple, that means they were a founding member. So many of you founding members, you've seen some of those. Some of you are not a founding member, but you actually enrolled a founding member. So the purple will mean that they have been flagged as a founding member. So if I want to go in, however, and I want to enroll Jane into the main Solavei system as one of my personal connections, meaning that I am going to be her enroller or her sponsor, then I am going to go right down here, see where it says from Solavei Community Username. What that means is that's where you want to put the enroller's username. So in this instance, it would be Stacy Wallace. Stacy Wallace is the enroller. It is the Solavei Community username. I chose Stacy Wallace as that username. So Stacy is going to enroll Jane Doe into my front line. But what if Jane wants to enroll Jim Bob and it happens to be in my lane? I can actually assign Jim Bob to Jane very simply. All I have to do is take Jane Doe's username. She picked Jane Doe, and I'm going to put it there by Jim Bob, and it's actually going to then, when I press submit, it's going to send an invitation to Jim Bob from Jane Doe to join her network. So you can actually reconstruct your lane. You can realign people in your lane. You may have multiple business entities, and this is the way that you're going to want to assign specific people to the front line of a specific enroller's username. Now, moving on. What happens when they get that invite? Well, once that invite has been sent to Jane and Jim Bob, they're going to be able to go into their lane, and they're going to see an enroll button. You can see it right up there at the top of the screen. When they click enroll, immediately what's going to happen is they are going to go through phase 1 sign up for Solavei mobile service. Now, step 1 in phase 1, there's really 4 phases we're going to go through. Phase 1 is signing up for Solavei mobile service. Step 1 is simply to get started. There's a beautiful Solavei screen that's going to welcome them. It's going to have a Get Started button right there. You see where the arrow is. They're going to click that button and immediately be redirected to Step 2, which is check your coverage. You want to enter the zip code of the primary location in which members will be using their phone. Once you enter that zip code, you'll press Check Coverage. And if you are covered, well, then fantastic. You're going to be able to move right forward. And if not, if the zip code entered is not within Solavei coverage, the member will actually receive a message that they are out of coverage, and they will be provided an option to become a social member without service. To do that, they'll have to click a link that will be right below that will say Learn More. When they click Learn More, they'll be given additional information on how they can subscribe as just a social member. Step 3 then, once they've gone through Step 2, is to choose your device. Now, to select a phone to purchase, the member should use the Select option under the phone they want to buy. Now, right now, until all the founding members are in, these phones are not available. So some of you might have tried to go in already, and you say, well, it looks like it's sold out. Well, technically, it's not sold out. Technically, we're just not letting anybody but founding members who have a secret code get through. So if you want to bring your own phone, you would select Use Your Own Phone at the top of the page there. Now, the next thing is to validate your phone, Step 4. If you want to see if your current phone is compatible with Solavei service, then you're going to check the IMEI of your device by simply entering *#06#. When you do that, that's going to give you, if it is compatible, it will give you a number. In fact, you can do that when you get off the call tonight. If the short code does not produce an IMEI number, then that means the phone is not a GSM device and it's not compatible with Solavei. Founding members. Now, you may be saying, well, how do we get past this? I've put it in. I've checked my phone. It gives me a number. Guess what? We've made it fun. You know, Jim Ryan said it's got to be like Angry Birds. You got to make it a little bit interesting. So in order to make it fun for us, those founding members, you have a secret founding member access code that has been emailed to you. In order for you to get past this section, you're going to have to put in that founding member access code that was sent to you, and then you can also click Submit, and it will let you through. Now, Step 5 then is set up your service plan. The system is automatically going to default to the option of assigning you a new Solavei number. If you happen to want to bring or port your number, then there's going to be another box that you're going to be able to click, and then you're going to need to put in the phone number that you want to port over. You're going to have to do it twice just to check, to make sure that you're entering it correctly, and then you will check eligibility, and once it says that you are eligible, then you will click Next. If it says you are not eligible to port it over, then you'll have to go back and either contact your service provider and ask them why, or you'll have to go back and allow a new number to be issued through Solavei. Once you click Next, you're going to go to Step 6. And this is where you're going to enter your member information. This is where you're going to enter all your personal information, like Jane Doe. Select the year birth first. Now, this is something that's hung a few people up in the process. You're going to want to select your year of birth before you select the month. Now, natural behavior is to select your month, so I just want you guys to take note of that. Pull down the year first. It will unlock the months. Then put the months in, and you'll also be able to select the day. Now, members between the ages of 14 and 17 must have a cosigner, and they are not eligible to become social members and earn income. Instead, it will all have to flow through the Social Security number of the parent or of the cosigner. You guys can look at the family and business options to get more information on that as well. Once you've entered that information, you'll put in a specific email as well, a username and a password. Now listen, this username is very important to you. It's what you're going to be recognized by in our social community. Now some people, maybe you think you're going to be real creative and get things like free mobile or $49 or something that looks kind of savvy to business or marketing. But let me just tell you, this is a lot like Facebook. You want to be recognized as a person. You want to be, when you go across the stage, whatever your username is what you'll be recognized on stage. And so I encourage you to be you. Be authentic, be real, be transparent. That's what makes social commerce and social networking so great, is that you're not hiding behind a brand and you're not hiding behind a pseudo person, but you are you. So if your name is Jane Doe, maybe your username would be Jane Doe. And then have an email, confirm that email, and then a unique password, and you're going to want to confirm that password as well, and then click Next. And that leads us to step number 7, where you're going to be able to enter your shipping information to receive your phone, or if you did bring your own device, you'll be able to get your SIM card at that location. Now, important to note is that P.O. Box shipping is not supported. It's not allowed. So here's what we suggest, and I've had a couple of folks already that have come across this that are in our network. Number 1, find a street address where you would like the phone to be shipped. The second thing is you could call your bank who issued your credit card and ask them to add a secondary address to your account profile. Just a note is that typically you can't do that over the internet. Usually it has to be done via a phone call or by going in. So once you put in an actual shipping address, you will then be able to click Next. Now, another thing that you're going to add in there is your phone number. You're going to want to remember what phone number you use because that is another way that people are going to be able to identify you in the future. So you're going to put in your most used phone number and click Next. Number 8, step number 8 is to review and confirm your order. Now, look, we're still in phase 1. We're all about mobile service right now. This is the Solavei Mobile Service Enrollment. Step 8, you want to look over and confirm your entire order. Then you want to click Accept. And remember, during the pre-launch, the enrollment path is the only place a member is going to have the eligibility to enroll in AutoPay using the same credit that they made in the initial payment. So you want to make sure you click that or unclick it, and be sure right here to disable pop-up blockers so that you have really good functionality, and there'll be some how-tos if it pops up on you. And then once you do that, you're going to click Pay Now. Ooh, how exciting. This is where we make it happen. We're getting out of the lane and we're really actually putting up some dosh, as Jim Ryan would say. Step 9, we're moving into phase 2. Check this out. We're now phase 2. We're going to set up your social networks and choose your sponsor. Phase 1 was about setting up your mobile service, $49 or becoming a social member. Step 2 is, or phase 2 is set up your social networks and choose your sponsor. So step number 9, you're going to start the pay card enrollment. This is very exciting. Now you're going to see a page that kind of looks like a celebration. A lot of folks have right here, they thought they were done. They got to welcome Jane, your member ID is. In fact, I watched back even my video of when I was the first to be on board, and I looked at the video and I celebrated right here. In fact, the whole room applauded because naturally our behavior was, wow, I've got mobile service, that's it. Okay, remember, do not stop right here. This is not the end. You're not finished. Even though your member ID is going to be emailed to the new member, it's always a good idea to retain this number. Maybe do a screenshot of it. I did. I'm certainly going to do something special with it in the future. But you want to make sure you click that button. It says Continue Enrollment. And what that's going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to finish the process. Now, here's why this is very important. And a number of people, for whatever reason, have popped off this screen thinking they were done. But you are not done in the Solavei enrollment process because we're not just about mobile service. We are a social network. So if you sign up for mobile service and don't do the rest of this, when people go to sign up in your business, they won't find you. They won't see your picture. They won't see your name, and they won't know how to connect to you. So phase 1, get your mobile service. Phase 2, set up your social network and make sure you're connected to a sponsor that's going to be in the system as well. So to access your community directly, if for some reason you fall out of the system or if some reason you fall off this page, you can actually go directly into your community by going to myweb.solavei.com. And it's going to be another login. You can enter your username and password there. And, of course, you can continue the process. So right there, it's important for you to see that right here is where we're entering into the actual social network. Prior to this, in phase 1, we've been signing up for mobile service and picking a phone or SIM card. Now we're entering into the community. So the community, again, if you want to go directly to it after you've done your phone, myweb.solavei.com, enter the username and password you chose while you were picking out your phone. And let's see, phase 2, step 10, you're going to get social. You're going to sign into the Solavei community. This is what the sign-in page looks like, a lot like the Lane page. And then you're going to click sign in. Once you sign in, step 11 is you're going to have a chance to connect with your social network sites. You're going to click on the links to the right to import your contacts from Facebook or Twitter. Most importantly here is to be able to go in and choose and set it up with your Facebook so that your face appears when other people come to your page. Now, I've had many people say, Stacey, do I have to sign up with Facebook? No, you don't. It's just highly recommended. You can skip it, and as you'll see, there's a skip it for now button at the bottom right. You can come back and set up your social networks. But if you have the time, I encourage you, take time, click on Facebook, click on Twitter, and then do skip for now. And once you enter in there, you're going to go step 12. I'm sorry, you don't need to do skip for now. It'll actually give you a next button. Step 12 is to choose your sponsor. Now, if your sponsor has completed the sign-up process like I just showed you, and they went into Facebook or they set up a profile picture, their profile picture will pop up right there. You'll see it on the top picture on the right. It's step 2 out of 4, confirm your sponsor. You're going to see their picture, and you're going to be able to click on it and say next. If for any reason you're not going to choose that sponsor, then you'll go to the next page and have to confirm your sponsor one of 3 ways. Either find someone on Facebook, you'll search by your sponsor by a Solavei mobile number, so it'll be important to have their number, or you'll say, I was not invited by anyone, and then you'll be able to say how you heard about Solavei. Now, certainly I know all of you guys have been invited by someone, and so we want you to make sure you find your sponsor and get in there and get connected. You'll see in there on the left-hand side it says to change sponsors. There is a small option at the bottom left of the screen that will be available for you. If the sponsor is not displayed, there will be that pop-up lookup screen, and that's where you'll be able to put in the phone number as well as be able to look them up through the social sites as well. Once you confirm your sponsor, it's very, very important that you do this step. Once you confirm your sponsor, you will then move into the next step to confirm them. It'll pop up again, you'll see their name, and then you'll click on it, and then you'll be able to say next. And that leads us to phase 3. So now we've gotten our mobile service and phone or SIM card, we've connected with our social networks and chosen our sponsor, and now we're in phase 3. Are you ready to get paid? Because this is the way you're going to get paid. Phase 3 is your social member pay card setup. Step 14, sign up to be a social member so you can get paid. Now, what does it mean to be a social member? This is the part where you make money. Just because you're a social member with service or just a service member, meaning that you use our cell service, doesn't mean that you're actually going to do the business of Solavei. This right here, phase 3, says you want a pay card, you want to be able to share it with other people, and you want to get paid when you do it. So once you see this, you're going to click next to say, yes, that's me, I want to be a social member, and then you're going to have a special social member sign up. Now, instead of having to repopulate all that information that we've already done, it's going to automatically put that information in so that you don't have to do it. The only thing at this point that you'll need to add generally will be your Social Security number or your EIN number. So right there is where you'll put in your Social Security number, and then you will be able to click at the bottom of the page there. You'll see the social member agreement. You'll want to read that. That's going to have our terms and conditions, and then you're going to want to say I agree, and then you will again click next. And now, step 16. Okay, now it's time to celebrate. Now you can throw your hands up in the air and do the big woo-hoo. Now you are an official and fully engaged Solavei member. To finalize and confirm your member setup, you want to click next. And when you do, it's going to allow you then to personalize your profile. This is where you get to leave your first post. You get to make sure that your location is correct. Your Facebook photo should automatically populate here if you chose to connect with Facebook. Of course, you can change your profile picture anytime you want to just by clicking on the pencil mark over the photo display, and then you can enter a personal quote or a status in the box below your location that will show up whenever you do in the community. And then, of course, you can click next, and what's going to happen after that button is you're actually going to go straight in to the Solavei community. Now, here is what Phase 4 is. Phase 4 is repeat. This is very important. Once you're done, probably by now, you're going to be in the community. You're going to look around. You're going to see what other people are saying. But I also want to remind you, this is where you want to go back, and you want to begin to share it with everyone you know. You want to teach them to sign up for mobile service, become active with the social network and choose their sponsor, set up their pay card, teach others to do the same. Those simple 4 phases: mobile service, social networks and sponsor, pay card, and duplicate. Those are the things that we want you, most importantly, to learn out of this experience tonight. And, of course, as you get engaged in the community, you're going to connect with people and experience a truly remarkable experience through Solavei and what is being offered by that social commerce network. I got to tell you, I was in there, and I was amazed at how we're going to be able to drill down into our information, see what other people are doing in our networks. I love the way it tells us. Here are people who are only one away from getting their fast action bonus or from getting another trio. It gives you your countdown clock to say you have 60 hours or 60 days left until your fast action bonus period expires. There's so much available for business development, team tracking, outreach manager, all of that that's coming towards us in Solavei to truly make this a remarkable first-time experience as far as I've ever seen my 24 years of history in direct sales or business and social commerce.